at my feet. Hey, get off of me. And hello people! So today we are gonna talk about one of my favorite topics ever, how to be motivated to go to the gym or do any sports on a longer period and really pursuing them. This is one of my favorite topics because I do sports since so many years. I've done sports for all my life, but I started to go to the gym in like 2019, something like that, so like approximately 5 years ago, and I'm still really into it, still loving it so much. And so people are always asking me, how do you do that? Like, less motivated sometimes. How do you do it? Like, isn't it boring from time to time, or are you going alone, and how you do that? I'm gonna explain you everything about it. First of all, why do you do it? The real question is, why are you going to do any sports? Is it because you saw cute people on Pinterest and you want to be slim and thin like them? Or because you think,
oh my gosh, I'm so fat, I have to lose weight.
So okay, you of course can have some inspiration on every social media, what I would not recommend too much, but I mean, that's life, that's part of it. You can of course have like your favorite shape types, but first thing about it, you should know that not everyone is able to be like everyone, because morphology is just a real thing and you cannot change it. So of course you can be thinner or whatever than most of your family, but still, if you have a thick waist or you don't or whatever, it will stay like that. So instead of just pushing yourself down and thinking, oh my gosh, I will never be like that, think of all the people that would actually look at people like you on the internet and be like, oh my gosh, I would love to be like her. Do you want it to lose weight or to gain weight? Okay, that's perfectly fine too, but do you want it because you just want to look like someone specific or like something specific, or because you think, okay, I will be healthier then? Because actually everything about sports starts with, I want to be healthier. When you're going to the gym, it is not only to lose weight or to gain weight or whatever and to look good in the mirror. It is actually to look good in your mind too. How do my body reacts? How am I feeling in my body? Is it my body? Because yes, it is yours, but sometimes I just have the feeling that people don't feel like they're in their own body. Like, their mind is somewhere completely different than their body. Like, these are two separate parts, but no, they actually have to work together, and they will. And also, by the way, I am 100% sure that if you're still thinking in your head, I'm too fat, I'm not getting this, like, if you're just shaming yourself, you will not lose weight as rapidly as you thought. Like, really, you can do any diet you want in the world. If you're constantly shaming yourself and doing kind of like too much, it will not be as fast as the opposite. That's actually what I can swear to you, because you will not appreciate everything that's around. You will, for example, if you say, I want to have a flat stomach, like, 1/3 of my messages are on Instagram is, wow, I want to have the same stomach as you, what can I do for that? And I say, just change your whole lifestyle. It is not only on the stomach. If you want to have a flat body, you have just to change everything else. If you want to have a flat belly, you will still have to be careful. What also changed? Is it only belly fat that I lost or whatever, or I don't know, but it is not only fixed on losing, gaining. It is, how do I feel in it? Did I feel good after it? Do I feel good in the days after it? Do I feel good by what I'm doing? Because I know, of course, if you're losing maybe some weight, it will be really difficult in the beginning, but after a few months, it should be like really easy and something actually really pleasant. It should be something that you like to do because you like to invest in your body. Second, we have the 80-20 rule. If you don't know by now what the 80-20 rule is, it is not a problem at all. I will just explain it to you. So 80% of the time you will eat very, very good, and 20% of the time you can have these so-called cheat meals. Everything goes through food. Like, not everything, but if you want to have a flat stomach, quite everything goes through what you're eating. food is fuel. Don't forget about this. It isn't enough if you're just eating like a salad from time to time, and it will not have any effect actually. If you are drinking sodas every day, like Coke or I don't know, you don't even need to do that. Like, don't even try. Okay, I know that there are a lot of people that are really like even like in better shape than I do, and are eating really badly and drinking whatever they had under their hands and full of sugar, everything, but really don't do it. Even if you are losing some fat or whatever, it is not healthy at all. On the long term, it is not healthy at all. Like, you're just destroying your body actually. As I said, I'm not saying that I'm never eating something bad, because 80-20 rule, so 80% of the time I eat like very, very good, and then 20% of the time I'm like, okay, why not like eat something, I don't know, like chocolate cake or whatever, and I'm really enjoying it. But you will also see, the more you are doing sports, the more you will want to eat good, because when you're eating good, you're like, okay, that actually had an effect on me, and like, that's actually how it should be, and then you will full of energy. If you want to have a lot of energy, you shouldn't like compensate it with sugar. It should be from something natural. When you wake up in the morning, don't rush to anything that is from any industry transformed or with lots of sugar. Really, the first thing, even if it's just something small, and then you eat something like what I should not recommend, just eat something maybe salty or something natural, any fruits, something, so that the base of the energy that you have in your body is actually something real. And also, sometimes people tell me, but I'm eating really good and nothing happens. And then I'm asking, okay, but how are you preparing what you're eating? And they're going to tell me, with a lot of salt, with a lot of like oil and everything. And I'm like, really, it really matters. You have to stay as natural as positive. And when I mean natural, I mean really like, you have to stay true to what you're eating. I don't mean that your food shouldn't have any flavor, but really be careful. Like, a lot of oil and of salt and whatever isn't good for you. It really isn't, and you can actually do so many cool things without it. Third, there is no specific day. This might sound controversial, because some people really need an actual routine where they say they go every day to the gym, or every Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't care, but actually you don't need that. First of all, set your goals. You don't necessarily need to go every day to the gym to get some results, depending on what you're doing. I actually don't go to the gym every day either. You don't need that. Really, you need that. Of course, I can recommend you to keep track on what you are doing, so maybe sometimes it's better like to stick on some days, so that you will kind of get your routine and don't forget about anything, or just because it fits better in your schedule. But it is not because you are not doing like day on Mondays and chest and I don't care whatever on Tuesdays that it will never work. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. The only thing that you have to be is that you have to be like consistent, and you have to have like the same time lapses between all the times you are going. Maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days. Even if you're just going 2 to 3 times a week, it really is enough. Also, I'm saying this about the gym, but it also is the same thing for any other activity. Of course, if you're doing something like Olympic, you have to go more often. But it doesn't matter if you go on Monday morning or Monday evening, or I don't care. Just don't put too much pressure on you. As I said, some people need this kind of pressure, because if not, they will not go. But you don't have to feel forced to go. It has to be an actual pleasure to go. So just plan it like it will really fit into your schedule, and it will be good. And on this point, we're going to the other about figure out your preferences. It doesn't matter if you prefer only to swim, or if you prefer only to walk, or if you want to go to the gym and do like high lifting. It doesn't matter. Just figure out what you like, because if you're doing something that you don't like, you will not have the motivation anymore. And as I said before, your brain will say, no. And that doesn't bring anything. It's just irrelevant to your body. Okay, maybe you will have some transformations, but it will not be something you enjoy, so why should you do it? Why? I'm really sure that there is something that you will have to like, even if it's golf, even if it's walking somewhere, I don't care, like really you will find something, I am sure about it. Next point, be realistic with yourself. You are like wearing a size, I don't know, like 40, you will not be able to wear 32 in 2 weeks. That's not possible. For example, if you are taking my shape, I could not have done the things I'm doing today on the same level as I did when I was a little bit thicker. Because yes, I lost 20 kilos like 4 to 5 years ago. I know what I'm talking about. So of course you can take some things as a model and you can try to start like it, but you know, if you don't look like this already, you have to go step by step, and that's really okay, because if not, you will hurt your body. It will really hurt. If you want to do something more to lose faster, do some cardio instead, or I don't know, but you will not be able to be like this person from today on tomorrow. It just doesn't happen like that, and you know it. So if you really want to lose faster, figure out what goes best for you. Don't compare yourself systematically with others. You should only compare yourself with yourself. You should see, oh, how was I like, I don't know, 5 months ago? Am I like that now? Am I not? Why? And even though I'm not like that, don't put too much pressure. You can say, I really want to be like that again. I don't want to be like that again. That's completely okay, and you can work in this way. But don't say that you're like fat now, or I don't care. Like, if you did it before, why couldn't you do it now? Of course, as I said before, also you will see some other people and think, okay, I would like to look like her, but you cannot be exactly like this person. Even if it's your sister or whatever, you will maybe never be like this person, but that's really okay, because you can like just look at something, you know, it's like when you're painting, you're looking at something, you're like, okay, I want to draw this, and then you will do something that actually fits you better and your colors, and you will find it better actually. And it doesn't mean that the other one is not good, just that for you this one was better. Next thing, don't be scared to be bad. People don't care. If they do, they will either help you or they will make fun of you. But you know, the people who are making fun of you, do we try to impress these people? We don't. We actually really don't. I really don't want to impress anyone who is just like putting me down. Like, if you have something to say, just give me some advice. If not, I will be good enough without you. The only thing that you should be really aware of, especially if you are just kind of copying something from any internet content or whatever, most of them don't really know what they're doing. So sometimes posters will not be good and you can actually hurt yourself. So if you're not sure and you can actually do it on this budget, just take someone who will show you everything, so that you're doing it right. But really, we don't care about what other people think, because they started somewhere someday too. And most of the time, people who are making fun of you are the ones who were the worst, really. And it just, like, they just have to make fun of you because they know, okay, this person maybe has potential and maybe she will be better than me. We don't care about these people, really, we don't care. It is your life. Wouldn't necessarily recommend this, because actually it really is better if you go outside for doing a lot of things. But if you really feel insecure about being too bad or whatever until you tried it a few times, because I could understand that sometimes when we try something new, we don't want to have anyone watching because it can be embarrassing or whatever. So you can just try it either at home, and I don't know, a park and a gym where there are not a lot of people. You can, for example, go by night or whatever, just as long as you just did the fear exercises a few times and that you get confident about it. Focus on progress, not perfection. It is really better if you do like small goals. If you have a really big goal, that is completely okay, but you should divide it in a lot of little goals. That way you will be able to see, okay, how did that work? How can I do it better next time? Was that good? Should I do it that way? How long did it take me? What can I do better? You can try like every week, for example, to lift up a little bit of weight, or to walk a minute longer, or whatever. Little steps, really. And then you will see, sometimes you will do something that you did before and you will be like, oh, that's easier. And this is such a good feeling. And still, even though your goal is this and you're here, it just feels so good that you actually are so motivated to go until there. You know, because if your goal is here and you're here thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm still not there, you will actually just do this because you stop believing in yourself. But if you do, okay, that was maybe cool, I walked 1 minute more, you will be like, okay, so maybe in a week or two I will walk 2 minutes more, you know, and then, okay. Now my favorite part, mix things up. To not get bored as I do, just mix things up. If you're having your perfect schedule, maybe leg days on Mondays, then chest on Tuesdays, and then cardio on Wednesdays, you can actually do it on each side. Or if you're planning to have one type of exercises, like I showed you in this video before, you can actually just mix the exercises between them. You can do it either on a different day, or just do, I don't know, the first exercise and then the third exercise and then only the second. If it feels better for you, it doesn't really matter. Of course, be careful. Some exercises are important to be followed in a row. Or you can also say, okay, I'm going to the gym 4 times a week, and then on the 5th day I'm not going to the gym, but this time I'm going to swim, or this time I'm going to walk. That's actually what I am doing. So I'm only going a few times a week to the gym, and on the other day where I could also do some sports, I'm going for a really big walk, or I'm going to swim, or whatever. And that's really better because I don't get bored and I don't feel like that I have to actually go again to the gym to be able to do some sports. Like, I can also do sports in another way and still maintain my actual program. This last point is going to maybe be kind of controversial, because every coach will maybe tell you the exact opposite of what I will tell you, but don't track your calories, at least not all the time. I never ever track any calories, like really. I know how that works. I know that if you want to lose some fat, you have to be in a deficit, or in the opposite direction if you want to gain something. But don't be like all the time tracking what you're eating, how many calories you burn and everything. That's not healthy for you. Like, mentally, it's not healthy for you. You have to be careful. Your mental health is really important in this game. Of course, if you're maybe really lost, and that will be completely okay, you can of course just like have an overview. Okay, how many calories should I burn a day, or how many calories should I take to myself, everything. And maybe have some comparisons of some things. I can also show you something here, but it should not be all the time. Like, really don't rush home and be like, oh my gosh, how many calories are this, or and how much is this, like what is the weight of this, and oh my gosh, I didn't burn any of. No, at a certain moment you will just have a feeling for that. So as I said, maybe you can start off with just having some comparisons to look, okay, what could be approximately good for me, but then you just go on. And also, if there is one day where you have one more calories that you should have, it doesn't matter. Then on the next day you would just maybe have 1 calorie less, or even not. It doesn't care. Like, if you really are into sports, it doesn't matter anymore. One of my favorite parts is the actual routine. I don't talk about the routine where you say you are going to the gym every day at 6. I talk about what you're doing around this. So to get motivated, just do something you like, actually. For example, what I do all the time before going to the gym is I'm hyping myself up. So I know when I'm going to the gym, music's out loud, something like Beyonce, or I don't care, but I have to be like in the mood, you know, like to move my body. And dress cute for the gym. So wear something that you like, maybe look at you in the mirror and be like, oh my god, I'm gonna do something good for myself. And maybe after you can have some plan, like every time I'm going back from the gym, I'm going to drink a smoothie, or I'm gonna do something fun, or I'm gonna take my shower and use specific products that I love. Like, you have to actually enjoy the journey. I hope that all of this information helped you out somehow, and if you still have some problems, some questions, really feel free to ask me here or in DM. I don't care. Just feel free to ask, and have the best journey ever.